people for the fun of it. I've even attacked my own like country, my own province, my own people that I am. Like literally people that I am too.
Yeah. So yeah, you've attacked Quebec, your own province. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And I've literally attacked communities that I'm in too.
You know what'd be ironic? Is there
What?
anybody like in Quebec that's like a self-hating Quebec?
Oh no, there's a lot of them.
No, but like what I mean, not like oh they hate themselves or they hate the country. Like well, or their province, not country, although they view it as their own country. Um, I guess what I mean is like they hate what Quebec is doing, and they're just like this is so embarrassing. I hate being Quebec. That's what I mean.
No, I don't think so, but there might be. What the fuck
I,
happened?
I would
What are
love
you?
to meet said person because that'd be funny as shit. Be like, so you hate Quebec? I'm like, yeah, but yet you're in Quebec, and like, yeah,
I've actually met patriotic people from Quebec, and they don't actually they actually think what they're doing to our provinces is actually good, because obviously it benefits them. And to
yeah,
be
they
honest,
get a lot. They
and
get
to
a
be
lot of
honest, if that was happening to me, I wouldn't be mad. I would be happy.
yeah.
Because remember, I only do shit that benefits me.
Yeah, you're forced to learn French. Yet it's mainly spoken in one
Hon hon
province.
hon. As in
I
French, there's
use
like several variations of hon hon hon, oui oui, titi croissant.
French is a
I
fucking
I
dying
used to know
language.
French.
Okay, but that just. Oh, can we? Are we? Is it a bit too spicy for Twitch to go on tangents about like what is the national language? Is that allowed?
No, I don't think that's spicy.
Oh, it's just because like in New Zealand, where I'm from, we've sort of had this weird problem where the Māori people of New Zealand are like well, they're one of the original people. Technically, like the original people. I think some people debate whether it was the French or the Dutch. But in any case, it's widely believed that the Māori people are the original, and they have their own language. And then England came in, and then England does a like, I claim this land for Britain, and Māori was like, you can't do that. We live here, 500 million of us. Do you have a flag? No, we don't have a flag. No flag, no country. And then there was several hundred years of that, and then their language has. It's
I
still.
love how you skip over the most controversial stuff of what actually happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it brief. Like, it's very controversial, but yeah, it, as a result of, like, you know, England taking over, a lot of their culture of their language just got, it's still there, but it's not really used in everyday language, so, what they've been doing is they've just been drip feeding it back into, like, random places, like, you'll sometimes see, like a food item. It's like, oh, this is like the English food item, and then right beneath it, it's the Te Reo Māori name of that, and it's just slowly they've been, like, you know, forcing it back into places where it doesn't really need to be there.
New Zealand has no effect on America.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Bombers incoming.
Yeah.
Don't know how many.
If anything, that's the opposite.
I don't know much about New Zealand.
Column squadron take off.
Yeah.
Right
But-
near Australia, the more significant.
Here's really all you need to know about New Zealand is that we're the last country in the world that has sort of a semi-decent blend between. Hang on. This is obscenely loud for me on my end.
Australia. Near Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stupid Aussie.
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, those New Zealand and Australia, mine, funny enough, is actually part of the Commonwealth too.
Yeah. But yeah,
Y'all guys are dumb.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
We did it right. We broke off. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay, now look at your country. Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing pretty fine.
Yeah, if it's not on,
Sure.
if it's not on fire, it's being robbed. If it's not being robbed, it's being bombed. If it's not being bombed, it's being stolen from. If it's not being stolen from, it's being stabbed, and so on and so on and so on into various levels of dead.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. I mean, not a
The
good.
country is still.
And do you want to know?
Literally.
Do you want to know the really fucked up part? That's just Detroit.
Wait, you talking about America?
Yeah.
We'll invade you. Shut the fuck up.
No, you won't.
Yes, we will.
No,
Yeah,
you. No. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. You actually won't, because America has a very large military budget, but they don't spend it
They
on
don't- they
anything
don't-
that isn't a tactical advantage, and there is no tactical advantage in invading New Zealand because one, we are at the literal bottom of the world. We are gridlocked. Like, our closest trading partner is Australia.
I
And if you
know,
want to set up a
Australia.
base here, there is no way you're going to be able to sustainably refill that. Furthermore, like, we're part of NATO. You attack us, Article 5.
We can beat back all of NATO. Motherfucker,
No,
we
you
s-
can't.
No, you can't.
No, you cannot.
No, you cannot.
we are
Because
the
you
number
forget
one
that
NATO.
You forget that most of the core parts of your ammunition comes from overseas, because you don't produce enough steel locally to be able to do that. Then
We could do it if we want, though.
you won't, though. You won't.
I mean,
You don't have the
I'm-
infrastructure right now to do it.
And then there's all of your equipment. For the some of the core components of your equipment comes from overseas, specifically computer chips, and
I know.
all that could be excused if it weren't for the fact that, by and large, your economy is borrowed. It doesn't exist.
What do you mean it doesn't exist?
Your economy is largely propped up by debt.
Are you criticizing our economic policies? 'Cause-
Yes.
Yes.
By the way, and your military for its training is once your numbers start to dwindle, then the poor training starts to come in.
You gotta keep an eye
We
out
have
for enemy
enough
bombers.
stuff where we could
Okay,
easily
here we go.
invade and beat New
Looks like
Zealand if
bombers
we
are
wanted
located.
to. Not-
You won't.
not going to.
Showtime, Trans.
Well,
So
yeah, we will.
let me
There's
let me
no-
put in a real world example of having numbers, tactical advantage, but not the training in the troops.
Trigger, switch.
Saigon?
See if you can locate the enemy.
Are we talking about Saigon now? That war that America lost?
No, I'm talking about Russia.
Oh.
Russia had more tanks than anyone in the world. Russia had a shit ton of technology, but look at them. They're being beaten back by a hillbilly country.
They're way overhead.
I wouldn't say Ukraine's a hillbilly country, but
They're pretty, like, let's be fair, they're pretty hillbilly.
Motherfucker, half their country is irradiated.
I mean, you gotta admit, it's pretty funny when you see them retreating and you see farmers just, like, stealing their tanks and going, mine.
Like, superpowers really can't do anything on their own anymore. They need allies.
Nah, fam. You.
And America, compared to all the other troops in all in the world, like all the other troops in NATO, like Canada by far, by the training that Canadians get in the military, are like leagues above the basic troop. Like if you put like a basic infantryman from America and a basic infantryman from Canada into like a 1v1, Canadians will win hands down.
Canada barely has a military. Don't give me that. We protect you. Shut up.
Remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet.
You protect us from what? We're friendly with Russia. We're friendly with China. The
I
whole
mean-
reason why we're not friendly with China is because of your dipshit asses. You guys are like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if you kidnapped one of the biggest billionaires in like China? And we're like, no, we don't want to do this. And it's like, you guys owe us a favor. And now China hates us because of you guys. The whole,
Okay.
we were at good terms with everyone in the world, but no, your country had to go bada boom bada bing, war crimes.
Don't get me started on war crimes. There's a whole laundry list I could go over. No, but you act okay, but the only reason why Ukraine is coming is because of like NATO, but then in turn it's really a lot of Americans.
You'll knock him out with your special weapon.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. America is footing a lot of the bill when it comes to Ukraine's defense and fighting back. I'm not saying it's the only one, but it is a major contributor. And then you have like Germany and Poland, and Canada.
How much money do you think your country has to spend?
Ironically, into it's not money. It's just you put it in like this brr. We'll think about the consequences later. And when we mean consequences later, we mean our future generations.
Debt?
Yeah, that's what we do. We burn. We have a machine that goes burr.
We have a war economy that'll burn.
I mean, if we got in a major war, that burr machine would go away and it would be actually...
You can't have debt if the countries you're indebted to are dead.
No, but we would actually be... No, but we would be able to actually make an economy that's based off something that actually has sound currency. Actually
Based on what? Gold? Go back to the gold fucking standard.
Is gold the most? Nah, crypto. Kidding.
Crypto's fucking crashing hard.
No, but imagine if a major power economy did it off crypto. That'd be hilarious.
Crypto and
Crypto beats nuts.
Crypto and what?
I don't.
crypto's these nuts, he said.
Got him.
Got him.
No, but
Pop-Tart's most controversial strain to date.
Yeah, just like politics, and like a D's nuts joke.
I think this is kind of like, this is a good example of this Discord server entirely. Just random bullshit, something extraordinarily serious, then the extraordinarily serious turns into a dick sizing competition, and then it turns into one big joke that is slowly hinted to for the next month or so, and then it's completely forgotten, and then repeated the next month after.
yeah.
Am I wrong?
Not really.
You're just missing one part. The wage. Or however
There's always some sort of like light controversy always happening, where everyone who's part of said controversy is in on a joke where it's making it look like a controversy, and then someone gets mad because they actually think it's a real life controversy.
We're not starting controversy, so we don't do that stuff.
There's like fake controversy that happens. It's usually because, I don't know, one of us creates it, and then a whole bunch of people get onto the joke, and then someone doesn't get the joke for like 5 minutes until someone actually has to explain it, and then the joke is dead. And then rinse and repeat until we all become psychopaths.
Yeah.
Become? I thought it was till we realize we are.
No, that's America every day. What are you talking about?
No, we're not psychopaths. It's not like our very leader of this server has literally forsaken us, because we're literally like the demons of hell in this like cult's book.
Why would she want demon spawns like us?
I think the better question is, when did we get a book?
Don't worry about it.
We're not a cult, by the way, and it's trademarked, apparently.
Don't worry, we're a religion, not a cult.
Yeah, we're not a cult.
Oh, great, now we're tax exempt.
Oh shit,
yeah.
fuck yeah!
Dude, I would I'm not even kidding. I would straight up join that if I didn't have to pay taxes in America, because that's one shit that you get away with, and that.
I just realized something. This is how we like change the topic. We start a joke that like it comes off from the forest server, and then we actually put it towards something in like real life, and then all of a sudden we start going into politics of it, and then we just start realizing of how stupid it is to talk about the politics, and then we stop, and then we do it again. We're literally following the server right now. We are the cancer of the server.
Let's slow down. Is
So what
We
you're
gotta
saying?
put a ban.
Trying to be a hero.
So what I'm saying is we're putting the dynamic of the server into your Twitch stream. Get fucked.
Honestly, I'm all for it.
Confirm any drones.
I didn't do shit.
Yeah, you can just
Everything
sit here, play your game, while me and Spike just go off on each other for being Canadian and American.
Base and report for deep.
Hey, you
Canadian.
started it. I didn't do shit.
But I'm gonna fucking finish it too, bitch.
Fuck you. I'm
Wait,
not
that's
gonna
America's
you.
job. You took their job.
America doesn't half-ass. We just clean up the mess.
Motherfucker. Europe wouldn't be a thing modern day if America wasn't around. Shut the fuck up.
The fuck you mean?
The fuck you mean? All of Eastern
Britain's
Europe
no
would be
longer a superpower because of you. France is no longer a superpower because of you.
No, France is actually getting their shit together. They're actually modernizing their military because of everything that's happening.
Yeah,
Because they realize we can't depend on anybody, including the U.S. So if we have to go to war with Russia, we might as well be the strongest.
We are currently assessing the damage.
And
to the
Britain's
base.
like, they're doing something. I don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Brexit.
As of 1 p.m. today, the king.
Yeah, that's the one thing that sort of I've always been curious about French, because I've always heard the memes. It's like, oh, French tactic is retreat and all stuff like that. But whenever I talk to people who spent like time in the military, it's always been, well, that's not exactly fair. Because
Or like the meme-
apparently, when it comes to like both world wars, they were very present. It's just,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. That's the war my dad
but America
fought
had to
and
bail
died
them out in the Second World War.
The biggest nations from 2 continents.
That's what America did in general in the Second World War, wasn't it? Like, wasn't it they didn't want to join, and then they were sort of, you know, poked with a stick, so to speak?
Yeah,
I mean, that stick was a plane into their boats, but that's beside the point.
That's how a space elevator,
Hey,
stretching
how you
way
put
up into
that?
the sky, ended
Horrible.
up being built in
that's
Yuzhou,
not funny.
paid for by the ocean.
Yeah, no, like,
President
we
Harlan
were
said
just
he
minding
had
our
a
own
passion
business
for his
and
fellow humans.
started it, and then we're just
The
like, alright,
folks
we're
in
gonna go kick
Arusha
your
looked
pants
like
ass.
Osea was
And
moving
then-
in to take over.
Germany didn't even have to, like,
Arusha went from
Germany
being a
declared
republic
war on us.
back
They
to being
started
a
it with
kingdom.
us. We weren't even, we were just like,
When
we're
they
just gonna
started
kick
this new war,
Japan's
they
ass.
managed to get the
And then
drop on
Germany's like, we
everyone.
declare war on you. It's like, god damn it,
The
now we
second
gotta
the
kick your ass
declaration
too.
was
We went and
Asian
kicked their ass
forces took
too.
control of the
And we
space
did it
elevator without
in
spilling a
2
single
fronts.
drop of blood.
Hmm.
Something
President
a
Harlan
nation,
was touring
no
the
other
elevator
nation
when
in
it
the world has
happened and
done.
disappeared.
Get fucked.
Yeah.
guards. We did.
Yeah.
Then,
Because
while
one
that
of your
was
other
going on,
fronts
the Erusian ships that were
was
docked
literally
all around
being
Osea
helped by
released a
every
swarm of
other
drone
person in the
fighters they had
Allies.
hidden on
I
board
swear to
in
God, you're
containers.
gonna.
Wait, do you mean allies or
Everyone thought they
Axis?
were capable of doing what they
Allies.
did
Oh,
that
okay.
day.
America was part of the
With
Allies.
pinpoint accuracy,
No.
they
If we were
managed
part,
to take
you know,
out
that'd be
everything that
ironic
was
if we were
military.
part of the Axis, because
And
the
not
war
a
would have went a
single
lot
civilian was hurt in the
differently.
process.
Yep.
It'd have been probably more of a
Osea pissed
stalemate.
Lots of people off
probably.
with
Yeah,
their huge
probably.
military presence
Hmm.
around
But
the world.
you guys didn't really fight
Erusia
on
didn't
like
have
the
the same
land
reach,
of
but they could hit
Japan.
their
You fought like
targets
little
faster and
wars on the
cleaner.
islands, and then you're
Oh
like,
my.
you know
When all
what?
this was
Let's just
going
create
down,
the sun.
I just so happened to
Here
be
comes
a
the
flying drag
sun.
racer.
Do 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 do.
2 of them. In fact. And we had more ready to use, apparently.
Yeah, you had the demon core ready to go.
Oh god, that was such a horrific thing that
In
happened
case
with the
you were
Demon
wondering.
Core.
Yeah,
We
I
pushed,
survived.
but what do you mean? In
I
the
crashed in a
Western Front,
bombed
we
out Ocean
pushed
Air Force
Germany.
base.
No, I mean, when
Out
it
of the
came...
Arrested for breaking
When it came to
aviation
developing the
laws.
Demon Core, America was
The world
given
went from
very
being
explicit
to
instructions.
being at
Do
war.
not fuck
All
with the
for
Demon Core. And what did they do? They fucked with the Demon Core.
No,
A-
but
And people got uber cancer.
But I'm pushing back on the fact that other allies helped. Yes, other allies helped in the Western Front and Europe. Yes, but America is what mainly turned the war in the Western Front in Europe. Without America,
was
Canada and
tried,
Britain ain't doing
Found
shit.
guilty and stuffed into a cargo ship.
So suck on
For
that.
company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those
just
mothballed
believe
planes I
that.
told you about before? They were loaded on the
You
ship
think
too.
Canada was gonna go in and pull off D-Day?
We headed off down south for several
Dude.
Would've.
months and then swung east.
Nah,
That's
you would
how I
have
got
failed.
Dude, they just done it without that
I was
much
thousands of
losses.
kilometers from Arusha
Yeah.
on the opposite side of the Yucatan
Doesn't
continent.
Canada have like a pretty
For a
beefy
port, it
navy
was dull
fleet?
as hell. It had
Yep.
3 rusty
Yeah.
patrol boats, and the base, The
Like,
fences
as much
were
as
topped
I
with razor
roast
wire.
Canada,
The tower
Canada
had a
is-
searchlight
yeah,
and
they've
machine
done
guns.
amazing
And a
things
truck
in
with a
this
gun
game,
turret
especially
was
in war.
parked in front of the gate.
They take
Its
off
gun
they
was
take
aimed at
off
the
their
yard.
niceness, as you would say,
This
and they go
is
fucking
a
ham.
prison.
We don't talk about the war
This
crimes.
place looked like a full-on
Just remember, it's not a
Yeah,
war
well,
crime the
but
first
half the
time.
tanker trucks were just
It
big
was not. It
balloons.
was not
And the runways
one
weren't even
time.
paved, just
Oh.
painted
Let's
on
just
the
say
dirt.
we Pavlov dogged
The
the
whole place was
Germans
just
by
one
throwing
big
food over
fat
the
lie.
trenches. For so
The only
long to the
reason I
point
was
where
here is
every
'cause they
time
knew
we
I'd
threw
restored a
something,
supersonic
they thought it
plane.
was food. So
They
guess
wanted me to make
guess what
something
happened
out
one
of the
day?
mothballed planes they brought. So that they
Grenades,
could park on the fake
and
runway.
all the Germans jumped towards
Can you
it because they
believe
thought
that
it was
shit?
food.
So I tried to escape
Oh god. That
They
had to
found
have been a
out.
war crime at that point.
and set the dogs
It
on.
is. Another war crime we did was
Exist.
the, exec-
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
the executions of POWs.
Oh yeah, you were horrible about that shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In fact, we called you out. Ironically.
I think we had the lowest
has made a
prisoner rate
declaration
out of
to
all
Ocean
the
Federation
countries because
and
we
all
just
countries
killed them
on the Usean
outright.
continent stationing
What?
the UN
Wait.
peacekeeping force.
I
We are
I'm
now
sorry, I'm confused.
right after the declaration was
This
made,
is Canada we're
attacks
talking
were
about,
carried
yeah?
out on the continent that have inflicted
Yep.
major
Canada
damage
did
to our
that.
armed forces.
God damn.
And we would make like
Forces aligned with
rudimentary
Georgia are
bombs.
currently
So like
appearing throughout
you know the bombs that they used at like the Boston
The
bombing?
combination of these forces is the majority of the
Vaguely.
Like
and they are
like it
now
was like
approaching
gunpowder with
I don't think you should be
nails,
describing it.
The multinational
shrapnel
space
and shit in
elevator
it,
is the
and
seat
like
of the original
Canadians would
military.
just throw it over
After
and
the
just
previous
shrapnel
war,
the
space
Germans. The
elevator
ones that
became
didn't
both a
die
symbol of
were
peace
basically just
and a
sitting there to
valuable asset
bleed
in the
out.
fight against growing
Right.
energy concerns.
I forget the other war crimes we did.
Whoever has control
We did a
of it will have
lot
enormous
actually. Like
influence over
like
the
the Germans
entire
were like
development.
scared specifically of
We cannot
Canadians.
turn a blind eye to this.
Okay.
Pretty sure a Canadian took one entire
Fort
town
Gray's
from like
Air Base
100
Squadron
Germans.
has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an
Yeah.
advanced element.
Because he
We will
did
attack
something
all
that no
hostiles
other
coming in the
soldier
east
could
Schofield
do.
Plateau,
Deceive
stop any interference with
basically
the
like
Allied ground troops.
multiple
The
platoons
enemy
of
has deployed
soldiers
several
by just
vehicles
shooting
with
his gun
anti-air
and yelling
radar
like he's
along the
different
roads.
people, making it
You are to
seem like he's
destroy them.
entire like
They should not pose much of a
brigades
threat.
of Canadians, but no, it's just one fucking
However,
dude. He
there is
proceeded
a
to
high
capture the
likelihood
entire
that the
town,
attack will draw
imprison
more
all the
enemy air
Germans, then proceeded to drink some wine
If
that was
happens,
poisoned by the
fight them off
Germans and
swiftly
die.
establish-
Are you are you fucking serious?
Uh-huh.
That's such a scuffed way to go.
But he still captured the German town, so that's a victory.
Yeah, you still captured it. Canadians came in and were like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah. But yeah, no. Yeah, Canadians ain't gonna pull off D-Day. What are you talking about? They didn't have the manpower. They
No,
didn't
we'll
have the
do it.
tech-
We'll do it a little bit more successfully by actually like doing it
No.
tactically instead of just throwing bodies in.
Germany would have fucking sent you back to the ocean.
You understand? By the time you guys like were just getting onto the wall, Canada was already flanking them. Like we were helping you guys at that point.
Yeah, we didn't use it. Kidding.
Like England and Canada were already flanking and pushing against the Germans there. We cut off their supply lines. We were killing the people who were running away to like get to better fortifications.
Yeah, but you still didn't have the ships to do that at the time.
We literally landed at like a beach, like 2 beaches down from you guys.
Wait.
Yeah, Normandy. But you didn't have the ships. We had the ships because for some reason we were just producing a bunch of shit over there, and America being like wartime economy. Yeah, making a bunch of money.
It's time.
Like,
Can't-
oh,
Hold up.
But I'm still mad about what happened to the Bismarck. Motherfucker died because an airplane decided to go, your engine sucks nuts. And then just fucking crash into it. Rip the Bismarck.
yeah. But yeah, Canada should consider a union with America. We'll just take you.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Can
bet
you?
every Canadian hears that and they're just like, no, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, free healthcare is kind of a good thing.
No,
That's a-
I would love to take that. Like, I would love that.
That's the point. Is it possible to kidnap an entire country?
I think it's called an invasion.
I mean, America has done it. Don't want to talk about it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like a whole ass country just like kidnapped.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I want to hear that story.
I mean, there's multiple examples, but, like, I mean, like, when you mean like kidnap, we could talk military occupation, or we could talk about basically having total dominance on it, to where it can't really do its own choices without approval from the U.S. basically. Great Britain. What? Did I say that? But,
Whoop.
wait, do Canadians learn about the Mexican-American War? Do they even teach that?
I don't think so. I think we learn more about the World Wars.
Yeah, because like it doesn't affect you, but it's down. Like you just looking down south as it's happening. It's just like, well, that's happening. What were we gonna say about that?
I don't know the Mexican-American War.
Oh, that was
Yeah, your country's kind of irrelevant.
Your face is irrelevant.
my country,
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Spike's country.
Oh,
America, motherfucker.
Yeah, your country's kind of just like TV entertainment now.
Oh boy, yeah. Yep. Depending on trade for us, buddy. In fact, it was one of your prime ministers that shot down the idea of free trade eventually. Because we're like, ironically, I think it's like, we're like, you came to us, you're like, hey, can we have a free trade agreement? We're like, yeah, we'll do it. And then your one of your prime ministers, I think it was, I don't know if it was the same one you did, offered it initially, or he was kicked out of office and replaced. But then they, eventually they're like, actually no. And then eventually later on, we're just like, okay. We're willing to do business, you know? Canada? What? You gonna do more American aid?
Yes.
What? What are you gonna hate about?
You in general.
Why me?
You're part of that country. I hate America just because of you.
I don't hate you though. Why? I gotta admit, your driving of plane skills, Pop Tart, very top notch. Crash into it! Crash into it!
no.
Damn it! It almost worked. Yeah.
Well, I gotta mentally prepare for fucking Black Friday, so I'm gonna go eat some soup and cry myself to sleep.
Can you work?
So 12 hours from now.
You still got time. Chill with the crew.
I'm gonna go make some soup.
Time to soup.
Hopefully I have some baked potato soup. That shit slapped last night.
Alright, well, you have a good night.
You see you guys too. I might lurk in Gen for a bit.
Okay.
Alright. Night.
Noit. Have fun with stream.
Alright, you know why Canada? I'm kidding. Just starts going off on Canada.
fucking shit about again.
Yeah, Canada.
You forgot I'm listening to the stream.
Sucks ass.
Nah, America sucks ass.
Nah,
Every country thinks so. Only you
that-
guys think you guys are the best. You
I
guys
don't
have
think
failed
I'm the-
miserably.
What do you mean? we failed?
America
What do you-
sucks.
Okay. How's it going? Hunter?
It's going alright. Just a little bit
What do you-
tired, that's all.
You got nothing to say of what everything that's happened for the last couple 3 hours?
I mean, it's been pretty fucking wild, to be honest. Just like learn that Canada's super fucked up. There's no tactical advantage in doing much of anything nowadays. Spiggy.
What?
Spooky. And yeah, everyone did war crimes in both world wars.
Yes. I mean, what have you learned? Nothing?
I learned that I don't want to move to America.
What the fuck is wrong with America, you jackass?
Everything. Like objectively everything.
No, bullshit. Bullshit.
That's like, I mean, it just seems like a net loss to move to America. I gotta be honest.
How? What is so bad that you would not want to move to America?
Let's see, taxes, employment, government, the fact that...
Taxes are a lot less in America than New Zealand. Shut the hell up.
Correct, but then you have the IRS to deal with.
What happened?
Okay. The IRS is something. As long as you pay your taxes.
Like, I don't understand the purpose of the IRS. I really don't.
Yeah, here's the thing. Because people pay so little in taxes, if people don't pay it, which, I mean, if you're rich, you don't pay them, or whatever, that's a whole other issue. But if you don't pay it, they have to get it somewhere. Because, like, imagine you're paying, like, let's say you're paying 5%. Most people pay 5%.
Yeah.
I'm making up numbers. Honestly, on the spot. If people, like, let's just say, like, 20 million people don't pay that 5%. That's a lot of revenue lost. And it's like, well, 5% isn't a lot. Well, if it's 20 million people doing it,
Yeah.
that's a lot. So they have to be there to make sure people pay it. That they basically are just to make sure that you pay your taxes. And if they don't, well, then they're just gonna strong arm you to pay it. That's it.
Yeah, but isn't there this whole thing where you have to know, like, how much money you're paying in taxes, and if you get it wrong, you're fucked, but they already know how much money you should pay? Like, what?
They know. They know. Like, it depends if, like, if you're a freelance or you own your own business, you do your own taxes, or you can, like, hire an accountant to do it. But, like, whereas, like, if you work with a company or, like, you're a manager of a company or corporation and stuff like that, you're basically a worker of the company or within the company.
Yeah.
The company already takes out your taxes for you and does it. All you have to do is file with the government. So they're already taking out your tax, so it's already going directly to the IRS and the government. And at the end of the year, you just file with it. Said, yeah, here's my amount. The company has its records, knows how much they pulled. They send it to the IRS. The IRS knows what company did, what the company pulled from your checks, how much you made, because they're going to get that information from the company. Company's going to know it, the IRS is going to know it, and you're going to know it because you're going to get those documents sent from the company to you. And you just take those documents, file the paperwork, give it to the IRS. Bada boom, bada beam. Then you find out what you owe or what you don't owe, and you get a refund. But yeah.
But yeah, what happens if you're... Like, at what point do your errors get so big in that return that they just decide to go, I don't like this?
I mean, it depends on a lot of factors, but like, if you're let's say you're a middle, like a minimum wage person.
Yeah.
If you're getting $1 million tax return, I think that's gonna raise some eyebrows.
Okay.
You know, so I think it obviously that is a very extreme scale, and that's usually never happens. But it just depends on like the realistic, the amount of work you do, how much you make, which they're gonna know all that because they're gonna have all those documents
Okay.
already there. And it's already going to be, especially if you're working for a company, they're already going to get that stuff from the company, and they're already going to know how much you make because it's been reported. The company, they work with the companies to get that information. Companies can send it over to them, so they're already going to know how much you've made and how much taxes you owe, and also how much being pulled out and set aside for that.
Okay, but then why do you need to file taxes if they already know that information?
Why you need to file taxes? Because there's tax breaks and tax credits and stuff that you get.
Okay. But if you don't, if you aren't going to engage those tax breaks, then why do you need to file the form?
Bureaucracy. At that point.
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy
Yeah.
Makes it official.
Yeah, I mean, I totally can understand, like, if you made a tax break, you go...
Move to Canada. Fuck you.
don't want to... Honestly, I don't want to move to Canada either for similar but completely different reasons.
Can I be mod and ban this guy? He's spamming. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. But honestly, I'm not too keen on Canada because, like, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful country, and in terms of infrastructure and having to put a pipe through, like, a farmer's, like, I remember hearing a story from someone who used to live in Canada, like, yeah, like, if, well, they were comparing it to, like, New Zealand, where if New Zealand, if you want to put, like, a power line or a train rail through a farmer's yard, you're gonna get fought for it because land is so scarce. But over in Canada, they're like, nah, it's great. I can put, like, a train stop there, I load my grain, it's fine. Just put it in, go ahead. And then there's, like, free healthcare and stuff like that, but it's just outweighed by, like Spiggy was saying, the bureaucracy that's involved, and then all the bullshit with the government, and the fact that you're still part of Britain, which is a massive L, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah, Britain sucks.
Yeah. And,
No, but like,
yeah, it just...
okay, but like, is that all you say? Just because of like taxes, like America?
Taxes, living conditions, the fact that,
How are the living conditions bad?
it's
what's bad?
fucking cold. And unless you know how to drive in the snow, you're pretty much fucked
In
because of
America?
grid...
I'm talking about America, not
Oh, in America. Oh, in America. Yeah, I mean, living conditions...
America has
Suffer major damage.
Yeah, there are only, like, certain areas that you can, comfortably live off of minimum wage, if at all. And that's what I sort of don't like.
minimum wage is a joke. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Fortunately, our
And I
cutting-edge
don't like
aircraft
that.
carrier Kestrel
Yeah.
2
But
was
most
at sea,
places
so it was spared from the attack.
usually give more than minimum
Kestrel
wage
2
nowadays.
is now preparing to
Yeah.
launch another
Not
attack
always.
against Erusia's
And it
capital,
really depends.
Farbanti.
Yeah.
Like,
The
but
aircraft
with
carrier
America's
Vulture
like,
also managed to escape
you have
Gandar Bay
multiple
safely.
choices. You can live in a cold area. You can
However,
live in
it
a
lost all its aircraft,
moderately
so it's sailing.
nice weather condition area. You can live with a place with a lot of rain. Not a lot of rain. You can live in a desert. You can live in a hot area. You can live in a tropical paradise like Florida or something like that if you really want to go to Florida. I wouldn't recommend it, but hey.
No. Then there's, like, I'd need to research it a little bit more before I can say concrete it's a reason I don't like it, but it's the whole situation with getting a job over there. It's just, I don't get it. Like, you require people to have, like, ridiculous amounts of experience for entry-level jobs, but those entry-level jobs are the only ones that are worth it. Otherwise, you have to go to places, like, in terms of, like, pay per hour, otherwise you have to go to places like Walmart, where you get absolutely reamed up the ass in terms of, like, what they expect you to do versus what they're going to pay you.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
But again, like, even those entry-level jobs, it comes down to how you market yourself and what you can bring to the table. Because, like, you could say, well, I don't have, like, professional experience in, like, a company. And usually companies will be like, well, then why are we going to hire you? But it's like, well, I do know all this stuff that you talk about because I have done this on the side. I've learned all the software and ideas or stuff that you use on a daily basis to perform these job tasks. And I can easily fit into the company and perform at the level you need me to and grow as fast as possible. And
Yeah.
actually outperform some of these platforms. It really comes down to how you market yourself. Again, yeah, but then there's a lot of problems in, like, Europe too with that too,
Mm.
and it really depends on like
Yeah.
your.
Yeah, I'm not saying like no one is clean in that regard at all. But like, if it is going to be that bad, if not, if a little fraction worse, why would I go through that problem of moving there when I can just stay where I am, and if I'm just going to end up experiencing that?
Because you get more opportunities and higher paying jobs in America than probably New Zealand.
That's true.
That being said, yes, they're more competitive. And again, you probably, if you're like, oh yeah, I just got a degree and I want to go into this tech job, let me in. And then there's a guy who has been, like, has the same degree and has been working, like, say, at a smaller company that's like a tech job.
Yeah.
For that, they're probably going to get favored. Because in entry level usually, doesn't mean entry level, usually.
No.
Which is stupid. Because it makes no sense. It's like, yeah, this is an entry-level position. And it's like, okay, well, I have the skills, I have the degree to back up, to do this job. And since it's an entry-level position, I could just start off right away, right? It's like, oh, no, we want you to actually have experience. Like, well, how am I supposed to get experience if nobody's willing to give me a chance? All I have is a degree to show that I actually know what I do and show that I have the skills and knowledge to do it. It's like, well, we want actual experience. It's like, well, I'm never gonna get actual experience until you give me a chance. It's like, well, we're not taking that chance. Like, that's stupid. That's really stupid. What else?
What?
What else with America?
Then there's the politics as well. Like, you guys don't really seem to have, like, a very clear direction where you're going. Like, at all. Like, I grant that's not, like, a mutually exclusive issue to specifically America, but, like, there is countries not having directions, and there's countries having so little direction that those who want to be in power to take it any way they please start a fucking riot. And that's not something I want on my doorstep.
Yeah, but that depends on where you live.
Yeah. And then there's self-defense. Like, America, in terms of people, is like really fucked up. Like, it doesn't really. I'm not sure I would feel safe, comfortable living there unless I had some sort of self-defense on me. And even if I did, the next thing that falls into is your police. I mean, there is a court case, I forget exactly which one it was, that pretty much said, no, the police's duty is not to serve and protect at all.
Yep.
Which is a massive, massive red flag. And I'm not super jazzed about that, to be perfectly honest, because, like, I work hard for my shit, and, like, if I'm gonna go fucking gallivanting about the town, and some guy wants to, run my fade, and I don't, and a police person is standing right there, I gotta be honest, I don't feel comfortable with them being able to opt out of intervening.
Usually they intervene, usually.
But yeah,
But,
here's the thing. They don't have duty of care to intervene.
Yeah, true. Especially if they want to just, and this is morbid, but avoid paperwork.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Yeah,
No.
I agree with you. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But it's not as like, when people like, America does have violence, it does.
Yeah.
So does every nation, but we have a lot of it.
Oh.
But it isn't as violent as it's made out to be. Nor
Yeah.
is it like totally unsafe all the time, per se.
And then how does retirement work over there? That's another thing.
What are you talking about? Retiring? You don't retire until you die. I'm kidding.
No, but seriously, like, how does that even work?
So like, we don't have like government benefit for retirement.
Yeah.
Like, we have a system where like Social Security, as they call it. And
Yeah.
basically, it's money that's taken out of your taxes or taken out of your taxes that's put into this fund that will eventually, in the future, when you get old, depending on how much you put into it throughout your working life and how much you work and how much taxes you paid and yada yada, how much you put into it, will then be turned around when you're old to actually fund to support it. It would just be a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
And usually it's usually not a big lump sum. It's usually that plus whatever you put on the side. Usually retirement is like basically what you save as like what you did. Like, did you put it in your own 401k? Did you have your company put it in the 401k? Or did you put money in it? And then 401ks are based off like the stock market and stuff like that. Yes, the stock market. So basically, really retirement comes down to like none of like government offers hardly any benefits or help for retirement. They offer very little.
Yep.
It's basically what you as an individual can save, how much you have saved and built up through the course of, depending on how long you work, 30, 40, 50 years, and how much you saved in an investment, like more money. How much you put in 401k, and how lucky you got through your 401k, picking certain stocks to boost your revenue up in that 401k, and then giving you money stuff. So it really comes down to how much you put away, how much you save, how much you invest, and how lucky you get in those investments in 401ks, and how much benefit, because when you're entering a 401k, some companies, not all companies, will put contributions or will help contribute to your 401k. So like if you put like say $1,000, they'll match $1,000 up to a certain percentage.
Yeah.
So after you hit 5%, you're on your own for like a year or so. It really depends. Every company is different. Usually the better companies will match 100% whatever you put into it. That's usually a good company.
Yeah.
But even if they match what you put into it, let's say the stock market or economy goes really bad, well then your 401k basically goes to non-existent until it goes back up. So it really comes down to what you put away, how much you invest, how lucky you get,
Right.
and ultimately how much money you throw into the government system that could then come back in the future to help you out. But then again, also that's a whole problem in itself because Social Security has been not sustainable. And what I mean, it's not been put in a idea where it's long term that will affect a bunch of generations. It's only really helped the boomers.
Yeah.
And now it's like on the verge of being bankrupt, and it won't be helping future generations like Zoomers, Millennials, Gen X when they're old.
Yeah.
It'll
You
be
guys
basically
are
on the-
funding it?
Yeah, we're putting our tax money is being thrown into it
Why?
because that's kind of how it was voted on, and it was a law passed. This is how it is. That's how the tax system works. Taxes they voted on it, passed the law, and that's one of the taxes that we pay. So when we pay taxes, part of our taxes goes towards that fund.
Yeah.
Of course, that fund isn't like a stable fund that is constantly there, that won't be touched, and it grows as savings, it's like a savings account. It's basically they take that money and say, oh yeah, we'll put it in this fund that is meant for that, but they just spend it right away, and
Right.
that will be a guarantee later, mind you, a IOU kind of thing.
Right.
Now you see why that causes problems and why it's become insolvent, and it's not meant to last long term. It's only helped boomers, and why it can't in its current form last to other future generations. But again, that's a whole other side issue. Yeah. So
Yeah.
retirement is very hard in America.
Yeah.
Like
So,
you can live a comfortable life, but you got to basically work your ass off. It sucks. Well, that's the price of freedom.
murder.
Yeah. How does New Zealand do retirement?
We have a couple of things to do. So we have superannuation, which is when you reach the government-mandated retirement age, which is not you have to retire. It's just at that point they say, "Oh, you've retired." You can tap into a weekly stipend of, I think, it changes year per year, but it's nothing to live on solely. And we've also just recently, in the last 9 years, brought in what's called KiwiSaver, which is where If you sign up to it, both you and your company will contribute towards essentially something similar to what you're doing with what was it called again in America? 401k.
Yeah.
It's essentially the same thing but different. So government chips in, you chip in, and your employer chips in, and it goes into a saving fund where they literally invest your money into stocks over a period of years until you retire.
Yeah.
And it'll just float up and down depending on how well your stocks do.
Yep.
Yep.
Government doesn't contribute to that at all here.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Unfortunately, it's a lot of people debate on how well the system works because some people can
mandated to it though. Like, do companies have a choice? Can companies...
if you sign up to it and you go, I want to contribute 3% into my KiwiSaver, your employer is required to match your contributions.
Oh, yeah, no. For us, they're not mandated to do that. They have a choice.
Really?
Yeah. So some companies won't even offer that. Won't even offer 401k. Some will, because like if you're a salary-based company, that's kind of one of the things that Americans expect: decent benefits, and one being like a 401k. But then, like, say some will offer a 401k, but then will offer not to match anything. They'll just say it's all on you.
Huh.
Or they'll offer like 0.5%, very little.
You're right.
Some decent companies will actually match 100% of what you do. Those are the decent companies, and even then, those aren't decent companies because they then try to exploit you by overworking you or doing other shitty They say cost-saving measures. What I say is exploitation of human beings, but that's another
So
story.
what are examples of these cost-saving measures?
Overworking you, for one. Pay or making you work over, say, like 40 hours or so, and then not giving you proper compensation for it. Just overwork in general. That'd be another one. Another one would be like, let's say you work hard, you want to get a raise or you want to get a bonus, and you ask for said bonus at the end of the year, or they go around and bring that, or let's say you have it in your contract, that's a part of,
Yep.
You get potential annual raises or potential annual boost in your pay. They may say, well, we just don't have it in the budget right now. And that might be true, but most companies in America make record-breaking profits year after year.
Yeah.
And then when you say, oh, we don't have the funds to do that, it's like you're lying through your fucking teeth. You do, you just don't want to pay it.
Right.
And I would respect if they just said, yeah, we're not going to pay you because we want to save money. That would, that would be a slap in the face, but at least that would be fucking honest. Instead, they like to sugarcoat it and don't like to admit the truth. They're just like, well, we don't have the funds within our budget right now, or
Yeah.
we don't have the money available right now to offer you said salary raise that that you were offered in your contract, or
Yeah.
you were, stuff like that. And then it's just other things like firing people who aren't salary, people who are hourly, cutting them or cutting their hours if they're part-time. Shit like that.
Yeah.
And overworking them to or barely giving them any hours to make them quit. Just
Yeah.
stuff like that. And other shitty stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, in New Zealand we sort of have like a very... we have the same problem with rates as well. Like, it's more specific to lower jobs where they'll pretty much say, like, your pay rate is going to be ... Oh, you took on some new extra responsibilities? Fine, we're not going to pay you anymore, but, thanks for benefiting the company.
Yep. And that's not how it should be. Well, if it's gonna be like that, I'm expecting eventually that those little things will add up to something better for me. But usually in the real world, that's not how that works. They're just like, thank you. And then they continue to, or the biggest thing is, they then expect that from you. That's just a requirement from you. And then if you don't do it anymore because, hey, it doesn't make sense for me to constantly go above and beyond at work when this has led to nothing. This has led to no boost in pay. This has led to no, actual increase in my salary or potential raises or potential higher positions for me. Or, you know, even the prospect of making a plan to get me to a higher position in the future. It's like,
Yeah.
well, then it doesn't make sense to overwork myself. And then it's
Right.
like, oh, well, we expected that because you've been doing it for so long. Now you're not doing it. Well, now you're a bad worker. Now you're not a team player. Well, looks like we have to fire you for bad performance or something like that.
Well, that sucks.
They do that stuff. If a company wants to fire you, they'll make up the reason.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of that before. It's not fun.
I had that happen to me too. But it was more of I was literally, I full on got escorted out because they basically tried to get me to sign a TLDR. They tried to get me to sign a quit. They tried to get me to write a 2-week quit notice and willingly quit and sign a paperwork saying that I quit because they wanted me to quit, and I said no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to quit. And then when they basically said that, and then it's like, okay, well then, they're like, we're gonna basically say you quit, and we're just gonna give you like a 2-week pay, whatever the hell. Like, they're gonna pay me for the 2 weeks that they said I was quitting for, and yeah, you gotta get out. They escorted me out with security.
What?
Yep.
Ah,
Really shitty. Oh god, you're dead.
I think. Oh, I know what happened. Laser shield. Cause sapphire. That's not very nice.
Yeah. America's not perfect, I will say that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think. I don't know where I'd move as far as like other countries. Like maybe Europe, maybe Canada, I don't know.
I mean, I used to think Canada was like an okay place to move to, but it's just, ever
I'm
since
not
I've...
moving to Australia.
Honestly, that's probably a smart move. Like, everything that moves is trying to kill you over there.
They have too many spiders and big shit over there. No thank you. Ugh. Time to blame Russia.
Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
So are you gonna move from New Zealand or are you just gonna stay?
Probably gonna stay, to be honest. Like, I literally have no money to do most of it. Unlike most people, I barely have enough money to survive as it is. So I don't see how I could possibly move anywhere, to be honest.
That is honestly kind of the modern day struggle of people who are not older. Let's just say that. You know?
Yeah. God damn.
They created a system that only was meant to benefit them and help benefit them in the short term and long term for themselves. They never thought, oh, hey, we could actually make a system that benefits other people in the future. It's actually a long-term system, but yeah.
But yeah.
Boomers, am I right?
I'm not particularly fond of boomers, to be honest.
What do boomers do to you?
I let them break the planet in more ways than one. Just fucking... Well, they screwed up employment. That's the first thing they do, because I like... Oh, you gotta have so many years experience in this particular field, even though it's an entry-level position. Like, that I think it's one thing that pisses me off the most. And then there's all the fucking gaslighting that they do. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever been gaslit before, man? It's a fucking trip and a
Yeah, yes and no. I've I've experienced it and kind of know what it is, and I've seen it, but like I've never. I don't know, because like my gaslighting is like different from what other people have experienced.
Right.
But yeah, gaslighting's not fun.
No,
When they
it's
try
not.
to make it think it's like you or you're the problem. It's like no. You guys caused it. You did. What are you talking about? Yeah. Not fun.
No. Like, especially at work, I've had major problems where they'll fucking give me instructions, and it'll be like one thing, and then they're like, no, you should have done something else, and it's like, but this was the instruction, and like, their response is, oh, well, you should have interpreted it differently. Even though that's not what they asked me to do.
I love one thing that really irks me about boomers is object permanence thing that they have.
I'm not
And when I'm basically object permanence is like, and how I would explain it is like basically here. Let me like get a natural definition. That way I am explaining it right. So object permanence is basically involves understanding that items and people still exist even when you can't see them or hear them. Basically, they lack that. They have this object permanence where basically if they can't see it, if it's not in front of them, or if they can't comprehend it, well, then it must not be real. It must not be, you know.
Yeah.
You gonna get what I mean?
Yeah, I've come across that before.
So they have that is the most annoying thing that boomers have and do. They have a very object permanence problem. I think is the. I think it's the right term. Am I saying that right? Yeah, hold on.
They have an issue with object permanence. That's all I understood. And what's that down to anyway? Is that like lead paint, or what's going on there?
I have no idea. I have no idea about that.
Hmm.
Basically, it's like, yeah, if they can't see it, well, then it's not real, essentially. And that's just not true. Or if they can't comprehend it, well, then it doesn't make sense. And a lot of this, especially with modern technology and the way modern sport works, like the internet and stuff like that, and how it, allows better communication, everything to be more flexible and better understanding and actually improves lives. Well, since they don't get it, instead of saying, well, maybe we should, like, try to get it or open our mind to it a little bit, or being at least saying, oh, well, we don't understand it, could we have somebody explain it? They're like, no, that's bad. It's not real. Or, oh, an example of this that really pisses me off is remote work. Oh, well, people are not in front of us or in the office or around us constantly, so they must not be working if they're off, doing remote work. They must be being lazy. They must not be working. That's literally boomer mentality.
Even though there are literal studies that prove that they're full of shit.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. If they can't see it, if they can't hear it, or if they can't comprehend it, well, it must be fake. It must be not real. It must be lazy, entitled people, or fake younger generations taking advantage of people, or being whatever. They make the constant excuse because they just don't understand it. They're not trying to understand it because they don't want to, because it literally inconveniences them. And because it inconveniences them, instead of trying to be more open-minded and try to adjust and be more flexible, they're like, no. And it's just like, that's so stupid.
Yeah. I once worked with someone who was very much like that. Like, he was... No, because he was a business owner of a company who refused to use computers, full stop. Like he said, if a computer was ever put on his desk, he would literally just push it over the edge and carry on calling people. Because that's all he understood.
Okay. Then hire people that do understand it.
No, here's the thing. It was a co-owned business. So he should have been doing a lot more, but he wasn't because, like I said, he didn't want anything to do with technology.
Yeah, but you can hire an assistant.
Like, honestly, that's
He's like, no, I don't get it. I ain't using it. I'm gonna use a phone book.
do you want to know the funny part of that, though? Like, they were a telephone servicing company. Like, did, like, IP
Yeah.
phones for people.
Yeah.
No. No.
God. That's so stupid.
Yeah. I don't work for them anymore.
Like boomers have like they still are like using cable.
Okay, what is
Like-
cable?
Okay, that's probably an American unique thing. Okay, so I forget. Not everybody has what America is. So cable is essentially like it's like where they put like a dish type like satellite. Do you know what a dish?
I know what a satellite dish is, yes.
So something like that they put on the top of your house, and then it connects to satellite, which then connects back to your thing. And it's a bunch of different stations that are hooked and pre-programmed into it, which then other broadcasting stations and people who pay the company to be basically on the station
Right.
send them their feed and send them their connection, which then gets sent to that state. It's obviously more complicated. So basically, it's paid broadcast TV. You
Right.
pay the company that sets all this up and gets all those connections and stations, and then they provide TV for you. You pay them to offer you TV, and they offer you all these different stations that offer different movies, news, different shows, and everything. And
Right.
you pay that month to month.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is
That's what cable.
Is it worth it?
No.
I don't think so. We have something similar in New Zealand called Sky.
Like the BBB.
It's
yeah,
called Sky
like the-
TV.
Yeah.
No.
But isn't that government funded?
I don't know. All I know is that you pay several $100s a month for repeats, essentially. And the only thing that was originally, because the thing at Sky TV in New Zealand is that the only thing that was propping it up for years and years and years and years was the fact that they held all of the licenses to broadcast sport in New Zealand. And people were like, well, can I just get the licenses for those particular channels? And they say, well, no. If you want it, you have to buy these other channels as well. And they were told, you need to offer this as a subscription. You need to start going online. And they just snubbed technology like the boomers they are and said, no, don't want to know. And then only recently they've gone, oh, maybe that was a bit of a mistake when they started to lose money.
A bit of mistake. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, no. So that's kind of the similar thing, but it's more individual companies doing that. So
Yeah.
if that, like, think of like 6 or 7 different companies in competition with each other doing that. It's not just one central location. But then it's like you have like in this particular companies that will have like control of like what stations they offer and what to broadcast. They also offer like they offer repeats of shows. They offer movies, certain movies, and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So like, it's like that, but it's individual companies who own all of that and are like they do all of that in house, and then stations come to them. Like in this case, it'd be like a Sky News or a Fox News or a CNN would go to them and be like, "Hey, we want to have a state or channel on your thing." And they're like, okay, pay us, blah, 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 sign these agreements. And then they do that. And then they broadcast that when you have that subscription thing.
Right.
God, I can't explain cable. That's how stupid it is.
Hmm.
It's basically paid broadcast TV. It's stupid because you don't need paid broadcast TV to nowadays. You
Yeah.
literally can stream stuff. And literally that's cheaper than $100 a month. Of course, that is becoming the paid broadcast TV streaming. And I wouldn't be surprised one day when streaming services are $100. Because that's the way they're going. But
Yeah.
that's not now. That's the future. That's our future problem.
Yeah.
That's not now.
That's
Like
like
you can get
that's largely why I haven't
Yeah.
got back into Netflix, just because originally I was considering it.
Yeah.
But I didn't for a couple of reasons. First, I didn't want to fall into the Netflix trap where I'd join, get really hooked into the show, and then they'd either drop it or the show would die off, and then they wouldn't replace it with something of equivalent or greater entertainment value. And then I'd just be
Yeah.
sat with this, like, you know, month debt, or I'd just essentially be handing them money for nothing of great value. And it's just like, yeah, no, I don't want any part of that. And then there was the whole thing where they're like, oh, you pay for it, you don't have to experience ads, it's great. And now they have different tiers. It's like, oh, well, the lowest tier, you're gonna get ads, but if you pay more money, we'll remove the ads. And that was just a massive turn off for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
But even so, like, you can stream a lot of stuff and it's a lot cheaper through companies. But you could even go a step further and then go the not so legal route and get it for free. But I wouldn't recommend that because a lot of viruses and stuff could infect your computer and hack you. Not to mention it's illegal and you shouldn't do illegal stuff. But you know,
Yeah.
each their own. But
Yeah.
like, you could just get entertainment for free services like YouTube and Twitch if that's all the stuff you're into. You
Yeah.
can like literally watch documentaries and movies that are free of charge on YouTube that like aren't official like brand made documentaries. And even some brand made documentaries are on there. You just have to watch the ads.
Mm.
So like, you could get all your entertainment from just like YouTube, Twitch, and a few streaming services, and you're set. You're set. You don't need that. Or you could even go the not so legal route, but I wouldn't recommend that. But yeah. So you don't need a paid subscription that's paying $100 a month to get all that when you can get it all for basically free. Very little on the money out of your pocket.
Yeah.
And sometimes not. Because like, I don't pay. I get all my stuff from YouTube basically. And I watch YouTube and Twitch, and I pay for like YouTube Premium. That gives you like access to certain movies and stuff. And then other than that, I just pay for like Crunchyroll for anime. That's it, really.
Yeah, is it worth paying for Crunchyroll though?
Not really, but I need to watch anime somehow, and I'd rather have it, you know, the legal route, because at least with the legal route, you know that they're paying for the license. They got rights to it. It's paid for the license. And by you watching it through a legal streaming service, you're not at risk of like getting viruses, or if you did it like illegally, pirated, or you know, or watched it on some not so safe, sketchy website. At least you know Crunchyroll is the legit thing. It is a legit safe website, and that's why, you know, pay for the brands that are official and that you know of and that are known to be, you know, top notch.
Yeah.
Or at least well known. That's what I'm doing for. It's more for, since I know Crunchyroll is known for being a, you know, a place where people, God, I cannot speak. A place that anime happens. That's a bad way of saying it. Since it's well known for that, I'm gonna go to them and give them my money so I can have anime the legit way and not risk having any viruses or bad things happen if I was to do it, you know, the not so safe way. But yeah.
I don't know. Just fucking... I don't know about that, man. It's just...
Why?
I don't know. It's fucking... Why is entertainment so fucky? I mean, it used to...
you could go, you just go touch grass and you'd be good.
I don't
Go
want...
camping.
I literally spend several hours a day, like, in a hole in the ground. I've touched more grass than most people have. I'm good.
I don't
I've
like grass. Well, it's not that I don't like grass. I don't have grass. Lol.
I do not require more grass. I'm good.
Well, just be more social.
I suck at being social. It's not good.
Same.
Hmm.
I can turn on my... I need to be professional. I need to talk, be social, and like actually be a human being social for like work and stuff like that when needing for like customer service jobs. or engaging like in sales, but like other than that, I don't need it. So why am I gonna be like, yes, how is the weather today? And obviously that's small talk. And small talk is very cringy, but like sometimes that's what people do to break the ice. So stupid.
I don't know, I never really got conversation.
I
Like, if
hate
someone-
water.
Like, if someone starts a conversation with me generally, I'll be fine, but just trying to think of things to talk about, my brain just goes, I don't know.
I hate water cooler talk. I'm gonna be honest.
Hmm?
Have you ever had like water cooler talk?
I don't think so, no.
So basically, it's like small talk.
Right.
Yeah, but like when I say water cooler talk, it's like an office setting, and like they go to grab water at the cooler, and then people just kind of standing there relaxing for a bit, and then they just kind of start talking about stuff and like, oh, how's the weather? Oh, how's Kevin? Blah blah blah. How's your wife? You know, just small shit like that, or
Right.
small talk. And it's like that's annoying. That's so annoying. Like, unless I know you and I'm good friends with you, sure I'll talk to you. But like, I'm not about that shit. I'm not about that. I'm there to do a job and get home. That's it. And I don't want to talk to people. And when you start asking me, they'll be like, no, like, I'm just gonna ignore you. Like, I used to be like, oh yeah, fine, yeah, I'm gonna go get back to work now, but now I just ignore people. It's like, I don't care. I just don't care. Like, if they're pissed off at me, or they don't like me, or, oh, I have an attitude, it's like, I don't fucking care. I don't need your approval to get my job done. Fuck you. Oh, you're not being a team player. I'll go fuck yourself.
Team player, these nuts. Got him.
Well, to get a job done, you don't need a fucking team for an office setting. Like, come on. It's not like a construction job or a hands-on job where you're using tools and like machinery to work with other people, where you need to communicate or you need to work with a team to accomplish a task.
Yep.
No, you're doing it yourself. I don't need fucking Johnny asking about my wife because, you know, I'm doing like paperwork for a job, filling out official paperwork to submit to my boss.
Right.
I don't need Johnny fucking talking about my wife. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Just there to do that. Be done. Like, small talk is so annoying.
Yeah. Never been a huge fan of it, to be honest. And it's also really difficult for me to do, so...
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, how's the weather? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah. Oh
Go
god,
down.
are you gonna crash? Oh god. God, how did you dodge that? What the hell? Yeah, no. New Zealand. So how long have you been streaming?
Just tonight?
I
Or,
meant, like, just in general.
probably the past few months or so, give or take. Yeah.
Not bad. You liking it?
Honestly, honestly, kind of not at the moment, and that's mainly because, oh god, it's... How to say it without coming off like a jerk. It's just the only thing preventing me from enjoying it more is the fact that I don't have viewers to interact with and then just sort of grow my quote-unquote brand around. So it's just like I get it, it's like a slow burn, but no, it's just... One thing that I really want to get to a point of is where I can just fucking see some cool dudes and like yourself, and then just like have a conversation and then just like grow a community. But you know, like people like Cabal and the rest of it have said, it's like it's not going to happen immediately. It is a very slow burn. So literally the only thing I can do is what I'm doing now, which is doing all the foundations of setting up what it is that I want to do, streaming schedules, and obviously getting social media set up so I can at least funnel people into like a collective, much like Haruka has done on her Discord.
Yeah, no, the slow grind, especially when you're in the thick of it, like right now, it's very hard.
Yeah,
And it's mentally draining. It
Yeah.
does get to you.
yeah,
But it will pay off.
oh yeah, and it's just one of the things where like yeah, it's just a slow burn. So I sort of reason with it by saying, well, the only thing I can do to make it less of a strain is spend what little time I have not worrying about making mistakes and just trying to perfect what little I have. So when I do have that community, I have something there to present. Like, hey, here I am.
Yeah, like not talking about Canadian politics.
Yeah.
That just went off the cuff today.
It was great though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking so like what a conversation to have. Like, oh, God's sake. Like, did you get up to much today, or like what time is it where you are?
It's like 3 a.m.
3
I
a.m.
still haven't. Yes, I still haven't gone to bed.
My God, you need to go to bed. Like,
No, I don't sleep.
like, don't you have like work or something?
I mean, no, I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Technically, like technically, but I could go do some stuff tomorrow. That makes no sense. I basically could work on some freelance stuff tomorrow because my actual job is not requiring me to come in. That's what I mean. Although I was having a good, like, I was like having like a really functioning sleep schedule. Like I was waking up at 8, like 8 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and like I'd go to bed at like 10. So, like, but sometimes you gotta push stuff.
Hmm.
And my brain won't let me go to sleep sometimes.
I keep on forgetting that the Warthog is not designed for doing this sort of shit.
Crash into one of those. Kidding, don't do that.
Express identified. Behind the gantry crane. Mr. Harlan, stay right there. Jacob, for hit. Incoming rocket.
All survivors respond. Is Mr. Harlan
Have you set up all your social media yet, or are you like?
Yeah, so I am currently set up on Twitter, I'm set up on Discord, I'm set up on, well, I say I'm set up on Discord, but it's sort of, There are probably some things I could have done better. I have, let's see, Discord, TikTok, Twitter, I have Hive set up, but I don't use it, which is probably it. What are you doing, you little shit? Yeah, so I'm on all the major platforms. I don't have Facebook because that's sort of not applicable to VTubing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the boomer platform. You gonna get those boomers?
I mean, if they want to watch. I don't like them, but I'll take their money.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, boomer would be like, "You're not real. You're obviously a scam."
Mhm. You know, the funniest thing I hear of is like boomers are questioning like, "Well, why are you watching someone play video games? Shouldn't you be playing video games? Aren't you good at them?" It's like, well, okay. Why do you watch sports?
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you watch people tell you about the news? Like, shut the fuck up. If you wanted to go figure out the news yourself, go out there and like be a part of the world. Like, you know, go talk to people, go interact in the world.
Go play outside, touch grass.
I know, right? Yeah, I love touching grass. Totally.
UAV is flying toward the space elevator. Mage,
I think after Thanksgiving, I'm probably gonna gain like I don't know how much weight I gain. Ugh. But next week is gonna be hell to work out to burn off all of it, for sure.
Just like run away from all your problems, then you'll burn off some weight.
No,
Do it.
I think running away would cause me not to acknowledge weight gain, which then would lead to worse conditions.
This is true.
Yeah.
Last thing you want to... God damn it, I keep on forgetting I'm faster than these guys, fuck. But yeah, I can see how that could be a thing. God damn. So yeah.
Drop the AC on AC in 130.
Hmm?
It's a type of plane or something. I don't know.
Lol. I just pull the trigger and fire the bullets.
Fair.
They teached me how to...
Are you like gonna like as you go like work on like getting like more backgrounds and graphics, or like are you just gonna slowly build up your social media
well,
presence
actually,
and get people
well, one of the things I'm looking into doing is getting into video editing a little bit. Just because when it comes to TikTok specifically, it's all I've been doing on that platform at the moment is literally just like I'll take a page out of Gary V's book and just tweet something like, say, when I'm streaming, and then I'll screenshot that and then run it through Canvas, and then I'll put like an image in the background relevant to what I'm doing, like for Metro, which is what I was planning on streaming. I'm not at the moment because Metro is broken. I did like I did like a quote from Stalker, which is not even closely related to the game, but you know, it kind of has a similar vibe to it. And then I just put like a picture relevant to Soviet era stuff, and then beneath it I was like, streaming this game at such and such a time. And then I put that on Instagram, and then when I put that on TikTok, I just literally added a sound clip to it.
Yeah.
Which is great because I don't have to worry so much about Twitter, where on Twitter I have to worry about if I have the right hashtag. With TikTok, a lot of your discoverability is through the sound you have attached to it. So if you use a very common sound, people are more likely to find and interact with your content. The downside of that is if TikTok allegedly, if TikTok does detect whether it does detect that you're trying to send people off of the app via an external web address, apparently they'll tweak it so that you're less discoverable or something like that, which is kind of an issue, because then I could have this really popular sound, but then because it'll go, oh, you're trying to send people off app, it will then go, nah, you're not going to be sent to as many people as you'd like to.
Yeah. And you could just do an indirect way of like, you know, this is stuff I do on Twitch, you know. You know, not something I do right now at all. Would never do that right now. But have a nice day. Do it like but I didn't say people go off the platform. I didn't say link in the description or something. You know, I just said
a lot of content
I do right.
A lot of content creators actually do that.
Yeah.
God damn. So do you have any plans for today, I guess?
Well, besides going to sleep eventually, no, not really right now.
Nice.
I'm gonna nuke the world. I'm kidding.
Oh god.
Yeah. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do.
Oh god. I remember watching.
Yeah. So like, are you gonna like, are you planning on just like building your social media appearance first to like get people to watch, or are you gonna build like slowly build up like graphics and stuff and make your stream like more, I don't know, not more appealing, but like more, I don't know how to say appealing, like just more aesthetically around. That way people, like, you know, you have better assets and stuff, like equipment over time. So what's your game plan?
Game plan is it's sort of to say like short term, long term. It's infrastructure is going to be a thing because next step after this is to get into a fully rigged 2D model. I don't know whether I'm going to be continuing to use this avatar though, because I love the work my artist did on this in the short amount of time she had, but it's will this translate over into a fully rigged 2D platform? Will it animate well? Will it fit within context?
You
And
could build good lore around it, I'm sure.
yeah, and then there's the lore in question. Like, this name is literally just a placeholder name. It's not specific to this avatar. So if I were to use this avatar, I would literally need to
Yeah,
redo.
Be a communist sloth.
Yeah. That's
See,
it.
down with the bourgeoisie.
Down with the bourgeoisie.
No, but you could literally make a very funny ass avatar. Like, you could even like, you could do, I don't know if you have like a Soviet accent, you could put that on. Or just make Soviet jokes, you know?
Oh, that's low-key kind of racist.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, I don't think you would need to focus on the race of it. Really depends. But yeah.
Yeah, so but that's more long-term plan, and the reason is I really don't have the financials at the moment to both save for retirement, which when I did the calculations for at the moment, because I had to withdraw from my KiwiSaver account, I'm actually in well, not even because of that singular withdrawal, because of one, that withdrawal, and two, the fact that I haven't been able to put additional contribution into it. I'm currently in the middle of a $45,000 shortfall, and that's only if I can manage to continue to stick away oh god, I know what's gonna happen. That's only if I can manage to sustainably put away $150 a week over the next few years, because that calculation is based on if I worked every day till I was 75. If I was to work till I was, say, 65, which is the current retirement age, then that number would get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so it's if I were going to so if I were to invest any more money into this, I would have to be able to satisfy a sufficient ROI based on my activities on stream. So so at the moment I'm sort of gridlocked. I do have long-term plans, as in I want to get a fully rigged model, I want to upgrade my equipment, I have short-term plans, which is I want to work on my social media, I want to work on video editing. At some point, I would like to get a Twitch overlay, but what the Achilles heel at the moment is I need to make it to Twitch affiliate, and start earning some form of revenue on it so that I can, you know, from the financial side, justify any sort of long-term plan. Short-term, I'm fine, because video editing, I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of free video editing software out there that will be able to do what I need to do on TikTok. But the big stuff is limited by 1, viewer count, 2, having sufficient enough ROI from that viewer account to be able to justify to myself the investment versus the fact that I'd like to retire one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
YOLO. I'm kidding. Don't
No.
do that.
But yeah, that's sort of the plan at the moment. And while I'm sort of waiting for those pieces to be able to be satisfied via the ROI, it's literally just learning the fundamentals of VTubing, as in, this is what it means to set a schedule, this is what it means to interact with your community, this is how you... And just as trying to learn the good fundamentals as well as watching people who are terrible VTubers and going, I'm not gonna do that. So
Yeah.
learning from both sides of the coin. In any situation though, I will be making progress regardless. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a waiting game.
Like, you don't need like professional overlays, like fully drawn and like from scratch. You can make basic ones with like fill-in colors and like very little modify. I don't know how of an artist you are, how good or well drawn you do with like computer generated stuff. Well,
Yeah.
not like AI stuff. I mean when like stuff drawn on paint, or like you draw something and then put it on.
Yeah.
You know.
The operation to
But
rescue
you could
former
just
President
make
Harling has
basic,
failed.
like not even the greatest
Sadly,
overlays
there
to
is
start
no
it
hope.
off, and then slowly but surely upgrade them, or slowly but surely as you get the funds to do it, then get somebody who specializes in that to like fully make a customized fully ones for you.
I mean, currently the only quote unquote overlay I have is my chat window, where I have like a chat just like in a grey box, and then beneath it I have Streamlabs plugged in to Twitch, and then I just have it, streaming my chat box into the live stream.
Yeah.
That's the only overlay I have. Everything else is just hotkeys. Like I have because that's the saving grace of learning shit like this, is I have like 1, 2, 3, 0 set up as different things. So 1 is my, that's number 1 is streaming, so I have that set up for my game stream. Then I have 2, which is just like a chatting window. Then 3 isn't set up, but I know what I'm going to assign that to. So
Yeah.
I just have different things assigned to it. God damn it, I forgot how I assigned hotkeys. Fuck. I'll figure it out later. But yeah, and then if like I need to go on break or something, I have 0. And
Yeah.
that'll just take it to like a standby.
I don't customize or do like drawings or like overlays, but what I do know is like they do like whatchamacallit, they have like custom HTML CSS stuff, that graphics and stuff that you can put in
I'll let you in on some
like
juicy
code wise to
Yeah.
like customize using code for your overlays.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
And I know CSS and HTML, but if that's something you want to learn, it's not very hard to learn.
Yeah.
Like you don't even need like you could just like do a black box with like very like a hovering effect that just like hovers off the screen, and that would cut it. But like, and that's not hard to learn. So maybe that's something you could consider on doing. I don't know.
God damn, I can't. Trying to write things in the dark here. Let's see this. Yeah, I think Discord was like one of the harder things for me to set up because it was like so many little things that you have to put together and then different permissions and different rooms and like it's not even all the way set up yet. Like, do I still have the display set up at the moment? Yeah. So, haha. Here's something I prepared earlier.
Dang.
Whoop. Wrong. Oh, yes, displaying my main monitor, not my second monitor. Like, this is... Ha! Like, this is just something that I've set up. Just basically, and it's nothing, you know, big. It's just what I've set up based on things that I like from different Discord servers, and...
Yeah.
Yeah. There's, like, different channels, like, you know... I kind of have the ticketing system set up. I don't like it at the moment. Because I'm just trying to think of, I can't remember which bot it was, but there was a server that had a really nice one set up where you could, where you didn't have to type commands as much. You could just click a button and it would launch a ticket. So yeah, that's something that I'd like to look into at some, doing better at some point. But yeah. But I've just been plugging away with that, and it's sort of at a point where I did try to reach out for help, and I actually went to Cabal at one point, and I was like, "Hey, I followed your video," and I went ... and he more or less alluded to the fact that when I get a bigger community, there will come into people will come into Discord, because he pretty much described Discord as the bottom of your funnel where you want all people to congregate, because that way you have greater access to them and they have greater access to you, and then you know when they're streaming and you can do all sorts of wonderful interactions. Whereas with things like, you know, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch, that's more just you grabbing their attention just for a moment, where this is more permanent. And eventually there will be... Yeah, and then eventually there will be people who will want to see the community grow, and from those people, they'll point out things that will either wrong with Discord, or that you could do better, or that you need to include, and stuff like that. So now it's kind of there. It is functional. I'm just waiting for the right group of people who are not there for just a power trip to be able to point out, it's like, yeah, this is what you're wanting to do, so you should be doing this.
Yeah.
Which,
like, I am dictator now.
I am mod. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
You know, you can add like stream elements as a mod, like it's like it's not really a mod, it's like a bot mod, but it's like it will filter out stuff, like it will like put limits on like links and stuff, you know. Which actually would be very helpful, because you can go and customize, like on stream elements, you can customize like what people can and can't do.
Yep.
And then if somebody tries to do that, the stream element mod bot, it's not because it's not a real person, it's a bot, will detect that and then we'll stop it. So you could stop, whatchamacallit, you can stop links from being posted. I don't know if that's something...
I mean, I can see why it could potentially be something that would need to happen, but I kind of don't want to do it off the cuff, because I like posting links myself, and it's just sort of... It's sort of shunning someone. It's sort of like shunning someone for the sin that I myself also commit. It's just, I don't... it doesn't sit well with me.
I mean, you can do it.
Yeah... It's modder boost, though.
It helps, because like you could stop like cursing in your stream if you want it, or like random spam.
Random spam. That's
or
right.
long
I'm allowed to spam on my fucking channel if I want to.
or long messages, like,
I'm the mod.
you know.
I'm an adult.
When you say it like that, you're not an adult.
I'm an adult. Shut up.
So like law messages like this could be stopped.
Nah.
Although, why would you stop the Hughley?
Hughley is based.
Fuck! Ow, that hurt.
What happened? What did you do?
I hit at my door.
That wasn't very intelligent, was it?
Fuck you!
You can't be doing that.
You act like I did it on purpose. I just kind of like leaned back in my chair and hit my fucking door. It wasn't my fault. Well, I guess it was my fault, but shut up.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, that it's just something to suggest because it would help to alleviate spam or potential people coming in to like hate raid or spam you for that, you know. You know.
God damn, it's like 12 o'clock. Almost.
Yeah.
Quarter to 12. I don't have anywhere I need to be tomorrow though, but god damn, am I tired. Oh damn.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You could also do holy shit, I'm tired. Oh god. Excuse me.
Control, would you kindly send me a burst?
But yeah, no, that would help because you're not gonna have a mod for a while.
Oh yeah.
You have permission to take off. Go now.
So just something to think about.
Meow.
Takeoff confirmed.
Meow.
Go.
Oh, whoop.
So, no missiles again. The FCS is locked. Damn. Very good. Let's make this more interesting. Prisoners use nothing.
I mean, if you want to get real fancy, you can make your own bot too. Kidding.
I don't know.
Jacob's Harling's murderer. He shot 2 missiles right between old Harling's eyes.
Two events.
Too advanced, too much.
Is it life or death, man?
It's not incredibly hard, but it does take some time.
This is Bandog. Spare 15, I'm handling surveillance. The bombers that attacked the runway are coming back for another round. I know it's just a dummy runway. You guys just need to make a lot of noise. Make them think there's fighters at the base.
Anyone got a smoke? I'll owe you one.
If any of you die, just think of it as you atoning for your crimes.
So you're gonna be a sloth YouTuber?
I mean, at the moment, I am a stealth VTuber. I just have a PNG. But that counts. Shut up.
Yes. But you have communists.
Yeah. Kinda wasn't a exceptionally bright maneuver there.
It's not bad per se. I mean, it just depends.
Yeah.
I think it's just a username. I don't think there's an inherently. Although you should be a Pop-Tart VTuber, that'd be hilarious.
You know, I was prior to commissioning this model, I was considering getting like a literal communist Pop-Tart. Like as in the diabetes food Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
The problem is the specific style that that sort of came close to the aesthetic I wanted, I just didn't like at all.
Yeah.
And then when I tried to find different styles, or different ways of drawing a Pop-Tart with, like, you know, arms and legs and stuff, it just didn't seem worth it. So I just sort of dropped the idea, which kind of sad, but yeah. What?
Yeah, makes sense. I feel like you should be some kind of communist, though. Be hilarious. I don't know, or at least have some communist elements in there. I don't know.
Yeah, but then people want me to do like an accent or something, and I can't do Russian accents.
It doesn't have to be Russian. Like, you don't have to put on a Russian accent. I would just feel like
Incoming hostile group detected. Take care of it.
example would be like
Bomb is at high altitude.
the proletariat has decided your fate. You're dead now. And you just ban somebody.
Oh god.
Like- you do like you do like put up for a vote if somebody should be banned. As
And
they're
that-
timed out.
And then like the custom message is sent to Gulag.
Yeah, you could.
I could. I might get done for war crimes, but I could.
To the gulag with you.
Oh my.
I've yet to confirm the destruction of the targets. Continue
Yeah.
on with the mission.
You gonna do collabs with anybody eventually, or
Hmm?
you gonna do like collabs with people?
Honestly, I'm struggling to get VTubers to interact with me, full stop. Like Iron Jesus is probably like the only person who I kind of get some sort of contact with, but even then it's very sparingly.
Yeah, none of the fuck, I cannot speak. None of the big VTubers are gonna respond to you.
No.
Maybe like in passing, but like
Yeah.
maybe like, hey, can I get some advice for blah blah blah? But like never, they're never gonna answer any of your DMs.
No. And that's totally fair. I get where they're coming from with that sort of response, because, like, clout chasing is just a disgusting practice. Like, I get why people do it, like, especially Takahata, but because, like, he went from, I'm doing Team Forza to I'm doing this. Oh, crap. I need to get people to notice me, and what he's built his entire brand on, like, well, I'm not sure if he did it intentionally, but his entire reason people know him is not because of his streams, because his streams are... I mean, I'm junior in this, so I'm not, like, you know, exceptionally grand, but when you compare it to something like Iron Mouse, or the Sky Tea, or Jackie VR, or Iron Jesus, or Zoran the Bear, it doesn't... Well, maybe not Zoran the Bear, but it doesn't have as much, polish, so to speak. Like, all the same stuff is there, it's just not as well done, I think is the word I'm searching for. Yeah. Yeah, because, like, like, an example today is I just popped into a stream when he was playing Deep Rock Galactic, which is something that I had been interested in playing, and I made a joke about, and he said, yeah, every time he plays this game, it's literally RNG as to, what he gets every time he goes into a level. And I just sort of made the passing joke via TDS, is like, if only RNGesus, which is a VTuber he's collabed with before, if only he was here for good luck, and any other VTuber, would have, capitalized on that for some sort of, I don't know, maybe content or interaction with the community. But him, it was just more read it out, oh, that's something interesting, then just went back, defaulted back to playing the game he was on, which I'm not sure if that was the right move, but it didn't feel like the right move, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder, like, because, like, sometimes people get, I don't know if it's, like, an actual thing. I wonder if, like, sometimes, like, a genuine message gets construed as, like, clout chasing,
Yeah.
but it's just, like, a genuine message. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you're doing something interesting, you know. Sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
I was wondering if blah, 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 but then it's like, oh, you're clout chasing. I don't know. Or maybe you just don't understand. I don't know. Not you.
Bert.
The fuck do you get a laser?
I don't know, but it doesn't want to turn off. Whatever. But yeah.
All I know is the meme is that I am a VTuber and you will regret this.
God
Do you
damn.
not know of that meme?
I don't actually know of that name.
Oh my. Not name. It's an actual meme. Here, I'll show you. It's a Doom meme.
Guys have got big money riding on you going down, so watch your back.
Spare 7, shut up. You don't need a yap to pull the trigger.
Nah, I should have put it all on trigger.
Have you found the thing?
Getting close. Oh, here we go.
The targets are still active. Keep up the attack.
What the hell are you
I
doing?
got to send the link
Look out. Amanda McKenzie, please maintain
I'll send it
silence for the moment.
to you directly, or
Send it.
Huh?
Send it anywhere. Do that thing. Put it in the chat so everyone can get a gaze.
okay.
This is your final warning. You don't understand what you're throwing away. I'm a VTuber, and you'll regret this.
Wow.
Yep.
Like, I felt the cringe just radiating through the damn screen.
That's all I thought of. You are a VTuber, and you'll make people regret it.
Well, I hope not.
I don't. What?
Spare 15, what the hell are you doing? Attack.
Yeah, fair.
Bet he killed Harling with his guns too. This is a pretty nice ride. Its service pretty good. Can't believe these scenes used to be scrapped. Just what kind of magic does she have up her sleeves anyway?
God damn.
Problem is, acting like she's
What's up?
royalty or something.
No, it's just sort of remake. I was like, it's just on the one hand, I know that's supposed to be mean, but on the other hand, I'm just imagining what it must be like for the, well, what the level of cringe must be like for those people who actually have to suffer through that shit, like IRL.
I guess.
No.
4 targets remaining.
Holy shit.
Damage report. We need to tend to the wounded.
Mission has failed.
How about them apples?
Oh,
Silence. Deserters will be punished.
mission failed.
Shut up. Shut up.
Mission quit. Quit mission. I'm gonna quit mission. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired. Dude, oh.
Bacon.
Why is Discord displaying in the background? That shouldn't be.
Hi Discord. Hi, hey mom, I'm famous.
Look, Ma, no hands.
You should do like what Haruka does with her Q face, but just the your face of the zoomed in.
With like any sort of emotion displaying, like at all.
Yeah, and then that will be like your cover thing over any sensitive or potential sensitive information. I don't know.
Goddamn. Nope, wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. That's the one. Well, guys, we're just going to end the stream there. Thank you for joining in. If you've just joined in, and you're just getting up, I hope your day goes well. And if your day's... No, you smell. Face smells. And if you're just getting back from your day, I hope your day went well. And until we see each other again, goodbye for now.